Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
We need something like that for podcasts. You know how like in movies they have like that whole production screen and whatnot. We need that. We need to put a whole like
the Columbia, Fox, Paramount, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, like that.
The credits.
One light that for Pixar. We need something like that.
Yeah.
We need something like that for podcasting. True.
We're good, bro. We're good.
All right.
This Jameson though, bro. I haven't had Jameson in a while though.
Yeah. Very refreshing.
I just been sipping on it. I've just been sipping on it.
That reminds me of good and bad times.
Honestly, very highly emotional times with whiskey. That's kind of been staying away from it, but it's also like be responsible with it.
Any alcohol besides tequila, I've just been staying away from. Literally, like I think I could only my stomach could only palate tequila at this point. I don't think I could do anything else. I think it's just my Spanish roots are just saying just stick to the tequila, bro.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Stick to the agave.
Agave. You know, when I'm DJing, I'm trying like real hard to like not drink as much because I've noticed I'm running into issues, especially when I'm DJing more than an hour. I'm running into issues where I gotta go take a piss, bro. Like, damn, dude. Like, I don't know if you guys ever. I'm sure you guys have had those instances where you're DJing and it's like, damn, you know, I can't really leave the booth, but I gotta go.
Yeah,
and. You know, it's so like I say, it's funny, but I just think it's so crazy. Like people, like I've heard DJ stories of people, like they just ended up going like to the restroom like in the booth, or they'll find like they have a cup and they'll just like duck and like they'll just like pee in the cup and not leave the booth and
like a Gatorade bottle, like hopefully.
Yeah. And you know, I came across a Reddit post where a lot of people were saying. Like DJs were just like confessing about like their stories, embarrassing stories of like one DJ was like DJing a nightclub in New York and he accidentally pissed himself.
Oh,
accidentally, like
I'm not doing
like
you're the DJ fam.
Right, but like I'm sorry, I'm gonna play a song and I'm dipping to the restroom. Right? So
with my luck, I would definitely accidentally go on myself right before I got to the bathroom.
Yeah.
While someone's there already, so it'd be like you covered my set and I still went.
What about you, Rob?
I'm pretty good with holding it to the point where like it might hurt, but like I'm gonna hold this shit. Like,
you're gonna hold it.
First of all, I got like $90 pairs of pants on, bro. I'm not ruining these pants. Like
true.
And then like I like underwear, fam. Like the underwear specific. You feel me? I'm not doing that to myself. I don't think I can. I'll piss in a bottle though. I'll for sure piss in a bottle. Like I don't know. Like I'm pretty sure there's some things you could get away with behind the DJ booth.
I feel you.
Like there's a lot of things you could get away with behind the DJ booth.
Hey, well check this out. There was on top of this conversation I found online. There was another person that said, "Well, how do we prevent this? Like, what can we do to like protect or like prepare ourselves for these kinds of incidents?"
Go pee beforehand.
And well, check this out. Some guy asked ChatGPT, like alternatives like to combat that. So I'm gonna share ChatGPT suggestions of how to deal with that shit. All right.
All right.
You guys ready for?
You got your research.
Hey, you guys ready for the number one?
Let's go.
What ChatGPT says you should do to not worry? Wear a diaper.
We got mask DJs. What about diaper DJs?
Diaper DJs.
Is it time?
Damn.
I'm not
a
down.
Diaper. Wear a diaper.
I'm not down.
They're not. I don't think I'd be down either. Like
6 hour set.
6 hour set in a
Can
diaper.
you do it? Can you do 6 hour set with no bathroom break?
Yeah.
Yeah?
6 hour set. If I'm drinking a lot during,
Yeah.
damn.
True,
I'm gonna have to probably.
See?
I'm gonna take a break mix. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's a second suggestion that ChatGPT said: train a monkey to DJ. Bro, first off, I don't think a monkey. I mean, I think monkeys are smart, but I'm not sure if they're able to DJ. You know, because I think I've seen people train monkeys to do certain stuff, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen anyone train a monkey to DJ. Is that possible?
I think there's like one type of mammal that one might call a monkey that has like a sense of rhythm. I think.
Oh, okay.
That one might do it. That might be the one. We gotta hire that one. Get him a contract.
True that.
Do you have another answer from ChatGPT? Or was it
no. We got one more.
Let's hear this next one because like I'm really starting to make my consensus of ChatGPT now. Like,
all right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah. What's the third one, fam?
Oh wait, let me see. Oh no, this is like some spam shit.
Nah, they're often low
That's
rates
some
on
spam
some
shit. Hey, I want to offer promotion to you. All right, anyways, well, ChatGPT says if the other two are not doable for you two, or for anyone that's running into that situation, hire a body double.
Oh,
like a stunt double.
Just for me, just get a wig.
I get a
Like,
wig.
just like yo.
That's crazy. Hiring a stunt double or a body double.
Oh man,
for like
that'd
a
be
minute
funny.
or two.
That would be hilarious.
Say, hey, bro,
You
I
know
need you to
what?
come
Like,
through.
why is it like ChatGPT is just giving us some of like the most outlandish like shit? Like, there's so much more like comparable things you can do.
And it was funny because the guy that suggested getting these answers from ChatGPT, he was like, you know what? All you guys are saying like the most like common ass answers. I went to ChatGPT for this shit. And here's the fucking suggestions. And out of these three, which one would you guys choose?
Ooh.
Wear the diaper, stunt double, or
Or the monkey.
the monkey?
If this was the
You had
nine,
to choose one out of the three.
So it was the monkey, stunt devil.
stunt double, and wear a diaper. I'm probably not gonna wear a diaper. That's out.
I'm not wearing a fucking diaper.
it ain't the same party. This ain't that type of party.
Not a baby shower, you know.
No.
So we got monkey, and then we got stunt double.
Okay, wait. So this is where I'm confused at, right? If it's saying get us a stunt devil, right?
Yeah.
But then it's also saying a monkey. Isn't there like something in between, like get your friend to DJ? Like, you feel me? Like, why is it just giving us monkey and like fucking stunt devil, bro?
Because like,
It's
why
just,
does it have to be a monkey?
Exactly. Why did you have to skip from like your sister, your friend, like your brother, all the way to fucking monkey, dog? Like, I don't.
Yeah. Like, why a monkey? Like, why not a parrot? They know how they could translate the
now
information
we're
better.
getting. Why did we go to animals to begin with? Is what I'm questioning. You feel me? Like, I'm pretty sure there's people around. Like, ask the security guard to DJ real quick. Like, you know, like, or just be like, hey guys, I'm gonna take a shit real quick, or I'm gonna take a piss real quick. Like, just announce it and then play something and like, you feel me? Like, it's respectful. I understand. Like, I don't know. I mean,
has anyone done that yet?
the thing is though, so that's for, I want to say you're saying that in a 6-hour set, and that usually happens with like open format DJ, not really like EDM DJs, because you know usually we only have like 2-hour sets.
For sure.
So like I can hold that shit for about 2 hours. You feel me? Like close to 2 hours.
I wonder how Skrillex is gonna manage this with
Red
that 5-hour
Rocks.
set, Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the common answers, especially from a lot of DJs that do open format EDM, they all just said, and like this, it was a forum that I went through. This forum, they all said, "No, we just go." A lot of times, the common answer was,
Play a long
"I just
song.
I just play a long track. I
Yep.
did to the restroom and I come back." And then I thought what was interesting is that there was a vinyl DJ that popped in and was like, "Well, back in the day, you know, you guys had to take a break mixes, but back in the day, it was a necessity to have like a vinyl that had a 12-minute track or like a 12-minute track." And a lot of vinyl DJs were like getting into the comments like, "Oh yeah, for sure. Like you had to have a vinyl like 10, 15 minutes. So that way when you had to go to the restroom, like you go and fucking do your thing." Cause yeah, now the DJs like digitally could just put on a mix and yeah, that could be 10, 20, 30.
Well, yeah, that was the question, right? It was like, what do I do now?
Right.
I'm not asking an old vinyl DJ, what do I do now? You feel me?
Yeah. I thought it was interesting from the old DJ, vinyl DJ perspective that they even had like preparation, like having like a long vinyl, like a 10, 12-minute cut just to play.
Having a bathroom vinyl.
A bathroom. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure they had like
they had
a
to label it too. That said
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yeah,
It's like gotta go.
I gotta go. Vinyl.
It's like gotta get it. Get it on.
Yeah, bro, they're playing the longest song they know.
It's just Aphex Twin. It's just it's just a very long song.
You a fan of Aphex Twins? Do you listen?
Yeah.
Do you know like some of their music is considered IDM?
I mean, yeah. It and also like depending on where you were at, you would roll some eyes
True.
Runs where turtles say it's fun to have to get lunch and Skrillex will still be playing.
Didn't have to get true. 6 hours though. I don't.
What I love about that is they bring you food.
Oh,
that's so cool. No, when you're just playing a long set somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah.
they just like, what do you need? Because you're doing your. I'm just like that. Just the thought of that. Like,
yeah, no,
I got a sandwich right. I got mangoes. Like, yeah. I mean, what now? What would you be eating during an 8-hour set?
That's interesting. I've never eaten during a set. Now that you're bringing it up, I've never just had like some grapes on stage with me. You know what I mean? Like that sounds fire. Though.
Sounds dope.
That's what I'm saying. That sounds fire. While I'm DJing, like let's pop a
sparkling water and grapes at Exchange LA. Like,
damn, that shit sounds very fancy.
Sparkling
water. You know, the only time I've ate while I was DJing was only mobile gigs when they had food.
Oh,
and I would just like eat real quick, 5-6 minutes. I'll put a mix. Yeah, those are one of those situations where I'll put like a long track or a mix real quick. A lot of times too, like those long gigs. If I'm able to eat beforehand, I'll rather do that. I don't know. I just rather not like eat on stage. The most eating I probably would like to do would be finger food. Like you mentioned, grape. I don't know what else, like candy, M&Ms, or chips, or.
Oh, I've had people give me candy while I'm DJing. That's fun.
Like the candy to eat?
No, just eat, like some, like you said, M&Ms. Like someone just had a bag. They were just like, and I'm just like, yeah, like that's great. Like I'm just going and just got some M&Ms. Like it's a party.
Oh wait, I thought someone else was same comment.
Yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I'd rather just play a song and just dip to the restroom and then come back and just handle that job. I got no time to train a monkey, or I ain't fun to wear a diaper. Not at all.
So I have a song that's really long and it has like it's kind of, no, I wouldn't say long, it's just 123 BPM. You know what I mean?
So how long is it in length?
Like I think it's about 6 minutes. You know what I mean? But like that's like a song. You know what I mean? Like, and I know that I'm gonna play it when I gotta go to the bathroom. Honestly, like if I'm around that time, because there was a couple times at Burning Man when I played like a really long set to where like you don't know when it's gonna end, just because like certain DJ didn't show up. It's like, okay, you're covering it because everyone else wants to party, and also the decks there are broken. Like, but yeah, like I remember playing like a song. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna play this. And I'm gonna run, take a piss real quick. But in the format of that question, the body double sounds fun.
Sounds fun.
Sounds fun. Yeah. Like, cause I would like to have a homie that I bring around that's like, hey, like, or like a homie that's got like, who doesn't look like me, like put a wig on.
I figured it out. I know how to get away with it.
Oh, what's good?
You got to be a masked DJ.
Oh, dude. Bro, you could have a lot of fucking... Dude, literally anyone.
Yep.
Literally anyone.
Anyone.
Damn.
Shout out Marshmallow.
Yo, hope you boys are doing well. Rob, always a pleasure to see you yesterday. College, you have to come to the next one.
Kiwi.
We're going to talk
Kiwi
that shit
dubs.
Good seeing you, bro. It's good seeing you.
No, yeah. No, for sure. No, that's it right there.
Yeah. Be a masked DJ, bro.
No,
That's it. Nah, I mean, like... Let me ask you this. Is it understandable to see a DJ like leave during his set if his set's only an hour, saying he has to use the restroom?
I don't
How do you feel about it? And like, all right, let's set up the scene. You're at let's say EDC and you're watching one of your favorite artists and they only have a 45-minute set.
Dang.
Right? And then in the middle or 15 minutes in, they're like, I gotta use the restroom. And they dip out. And like a whole 10 minutes goes by. And then they come back. How do you feel?
Damn.
They get lost?
I mean, it's a festival. You know how far a restroom is. I'm just giving
how
them
would
a
I
base
be
period
feeling?
Yeah.
Like from the especially if it's an artist that I like enjoy, so I'm a fan of.
Now wait. May I present you a problem with that and a question?
Let's go.
Run it.
Have you ever played at a gig where you had bathroom problems and you like had to go to the bathroom for sure?
Oh, like it wasn't initially like your average like
your stomach's sick.
Like your stomach's just sick. Oh, word. I
have. And then you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom, kind of like right before, like you get nervous before your gig.
No, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah,
I have to use the restroom before I do my set.
Before.
Have to.
I think it's before.
Yeah,
my stomach will turn. Like,
no matter what, every time before any gig I've ever played, ever, from band stuff when I was a teenager to now, right before I have to play a show, I have to pee. Like, I have to pee. Like, I get nervous. I've been on stage, ready to go, sound check, and be like, I gotta go pee real quick. And like, just like jumped off the stage. Damn.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Because a band can't do that. Like if they're doing a show, like during the show, you can't see like the bass player of Iron Maiden just like mid song or like just in the segue between songs. Like, hey guys, hold up. Like, well, actually, they can intermission.
So what intermission. And I think with bands' performances too, because they're part of the performance is using a microphone, they're able to stop the music, talk to the crowd, like give grace period and stuff for anybody in the band members just to like leave. And then say like, okay, if like my drummer left, do you guys want to hear a guitar solo from? You feel me?
Yeah,
by time. And shit
no,
like
that is very smart.
Especially because you mentioned Iron Maiden, I've heard them getting sick going South America, and like everyone's getting stomach sick. So they like you said, they plan out their intermissions and stuff like that. You're like, they're going backstage, going to the bathroom, back and forth between songs. You know what I mean? Like Bruce can really get a crowd going. You know what I mean? It's all about keeping the show going. The show must go on.
Facts.
So it's like you can't mess up. Music can't stop.
No, for sure. And back to the whole restroom thing. Like I go before. It's crazy because like, I'm pretty sure you get the stomach turning in you, right? I have to use the restroom, but it's so dangerous for me. Like, I know now if I'm a DJ somewhere, at least 2 hours before my set, I can't eat or anything like that. Because if I do, before I go on, I'm going to need to take a shit. And I'm not down to take a shit at these venues, bro. Like, I'm just not doing it. Like, I've been to some venues where, bro, there's no, like, wall around the fucking toilet, bro. Like, if you're trying to take a shit, everyone's gonna watch you take a shit, so it's like I can't do that no more. Like eat a meal before I DJ.
You know what? Like there was a time when Instagram happened, like right at the start of it, where I actually had a thing where I like because I was in a band and I was DJing, I would take a picture of the bathroom at every gig I played, and I don't know why. Like I thought it was like a weird, stupid, quirky like thing to like post like real quick, like. And I actually had a thing for like, cause I had to go to the bathroom every time. Sorry, I hit the thing. But like I had to go to the bathroom, and like sometimes venues have like cool bathrooms, and sometimes they're terrible, and sometimes they're really nice. So it's like it's Depends. A fun and it's a ritual kind of. You're going to the bathroom as a person who's playing at a show, like. So I just like put my point of view always like.
Nah, I feel that. I've definitely ran into some pretty nice restrooms and some questionable ass restrooms. Like I know some shit goes down in this restroom when I'm not here. Like do you ever walk into? Maybe this is just me overthinking a little. Walk into like a place, like during the weekend or during like a nighttime, like, event. And then you just look around and you're like, I wonder what the fuck happens at this place during the day. Like, cause I look around at some of these nightclubs or like event places I'm at. And at night they look cool, right? It's low lighting and whatnot. But if you really start looking at it, there's like chips all over the wall. Paint is all uneven and shit. Like a bunch of shit like that is happening. So I'm just like, I wonder if this place is really only for like nighttime events, because I can't picture myself coming here during the daytime.
No, a lot of these venues, their functions are at night, and like specialties during like not the bright times of the day.
They're preying on you to be fucked up.
You ever seen those memes where well, it's kind of cohesive, but it's kind of like the meme when you're at the club and everyone's all looking good in the dark, and then when they turn the lights on, everyone's all like, oh, like it's kind of like that perception that gives off. Like once the lights turn on, and you look around the environment that you're in, you're like, oh damn, like low key, this shit's sketchy. Like this is some sketchy ass shit. Even at a club, like this feels sketchy. Like I don't know. That's the 5th cockroach I've seen in the last hour. Nah, bro. Like,
that's why, like, warehouse raves, at the end of, like, warehouse raves, when they turn all the lights on, it gets sketchy. Not sketchy, but you start looking around, like, is this a broken down building? Like, what's going on here? That shit happened at Novocaine's warehouse raves.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine that. Damn.
So at
they got a big one recently.
Yeah, at the end, they turn the lights on and stuff, and I look around, I'm like, what the fuck just happened right now? Like,
tell me about that party. How was it?
It was lit. Honestly, it was, bro, for the IE, for it not being Insomniac, That's fun. It's
Go.
insane. It's pretty insane.
Impressive.
Yeah, it's very.
Hey, overworked. Heck yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
overworking the
what's up,
building, bro.
Revive family right there.
Hey,
Shout out
Icon
Levi's.
graduate. Congratulations.
Yeah.
graduated icon. Okay.
Yeah, congratulations. Right?
Shit, overworked.
Congrats, bro.
Did I get that wrong or did I get that right?
I know he's going to icon, but if he graduated, congrats, overworked. Thanks for tuning
I
in.
thought you were going to school.
Hey, first time chat, bro. First time chat. Thank
Yeah.
you, homie. Thank you. Hopefully we can see more of you, bro.
Facts. But with the whole warehouse thing, with Novocaine, it was cool just because like you don't get big events like that out here really that aren't Insomniac, that aren't connected to that. And it's cool to see like a local like start it and make it something big. And now he's branching out to like bigger places, which is pretty dope. Like
Adelanto, April
There you go.
7th. By the way, I will be
Lights
DJing
too.
there. Yes, and I'm also running lights for Casa Sucia at their stage.
Do you do that on the slide? Lights?
Okay, I was about to say not to get off on a tangent, but thanks for asking for the permission on that tangent.
Go.
So, yes, I do kind of. I can get hired for doing like your second stage or your main stage, whatever you need. But the thing is, they're manual lights. I do everything by hand, like on a very simple controller. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And like the reason why I want to do it that way is because like I want to learn it like basics. Like I want to know like if I go to any venue, I can just use that and like get down. You know what I mean?
Like the DMXing of
Yeah.
the lights and shit, right?
And because there's a lot of good things you could do with a laptop or an iPad or whatever, which you need at least $1,000. But like $100 controller that is at every venue. I want to know how to get down on that. Like, and so anyway, I bought like $2,000 or like $3,000 of like lights and stuff like that, like regular pars, moving pars, like beams with like beams on them that move also, and like the structure. And so depending on how many lights I bring out, I come out and rent for places. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. It's gonna be great because it's just like it's literally like you're playing like a 9-hour set. But it's fun.
Lights.
Yeah, it's really fun. It gets down like I visibly see people's reaction, like looking at me. They're like, when a drop happens, they're like, you did that, like whatever.
And
like
you also gotta be in tune and in rhythm with all that to make all of it like make sense. Because back in the days when I would see these major DJ performances like an Ultra or EDC, and I see how well their visuals and the song and the drop all match, I was like, damn, like this is a real sick pre-recorded visual. But although it is pre-recorded visual, like there were actual live lighting engineers, like actually fucking
in the little booth.
like you have to be in rhythm. Like this, I was able to even like see some of these people, go to work because I know like Hard Summer especially, like they do like in the middle they have like their
front of house mix.
yeah, they have their front of house and stuff, and it's like it's not really too like barricaded. You can actually see the engineers that actually like, put in work. And yeah, every time the drop happens, like they're doing certain things on certain faders and it's all matching. I'm like, oh, like this is actually like real time, like visual lighting. Like this is all real time. Like this is something that was actually pretty, I don't know, like it was very fucking like breaking news for me. Because I for a while I was like, no, I think they have like a certain time code that goes with the visuals and then with the audio. Or for a while I was like, it's a pre-recorded mix. I don't know.
Things are very, very on time, I think. And I'm not sure. This is something that's very open to speculation that we can't really say. But like, based on what I've seen, like things are very strict with like when you start, when you end. Like there's even people like that I won't say for who that I've seen, but like I've seen a DJ on there getting on. I see someone tap up and I literally heard their mouth say, "Hey, last one." Like, because like their time was coming up and literally the time is right there. And they probably have a contract that says you're supposed to end at this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
sure.
like there's certain things that are like, all right, well, I'm going to play this song. It's 2 minutes. And then like the guy with the pyro has to plan something. You know what I mean? Like, so things can, to some extent, I can imagine would be time.
There's a personnel per production gear. There's one on the pyro. There's one on the lights.
Yeah.
There's one on
if it's
whatever
your
else.
VJ, like that's another thing that I wonder because you go to certain events depending on the event and they have their visuals, but also there's certain like signature VJs that are like really, really like have their thing. And then there's some dudes that are just like, they just are just going off and doing the wrong thing on accident. like I've seen like Vanessa like or other like DJs like call out VJs for like, what were you playing? Like thanks for putting skulls on my thing, or like thanks for putting like whatever. Like like it was just weird. Like, but sometimes I wonder like with different productions, you know what I mean? Certain festivals I could see obviously have their like contracts, but I really appreciate when an artist goes all out and has their own VJ too, because like that's kind of what inspired me to do lights. Is that there's this not to go off topic, but to stay on the essence of that, is like there's this death metal band called Meshuggah. I don't know if you heard of them. It's like
I've heard the name.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's really really rhythmic, really like crazy on timing, and like real smart or whatever. But their VJ, not their VJ, but their lighting guy, because they have so many intricate lights, is so on time with their music. So like their music is like like it's really like crazy timing, and the guy is just like tapping like, and it's just like the lights are like it's on time, like, and that made me want to buy it and like do that, and because that shit like is so like when you're just there, like, and the lights happen off at the right time, and, like, I don't know,
it's part of the whole experience. Like that's giving like an extra like on the performance aspect. Like you could be going off, like I could be DJing, chopping, doing whatever the fuck, right? But like maybe if there's no lights going on, maybe people won't be able to feel what I'm feeling. But then once there's like a spotlight on me, and then there's a bunch of lasers going off when I'm transitioning, like it just gives your performance an extra, like, I don't know, like just how do you say it? Just like an extra boost in like what you're doing. And it also comes to like the whole performance aspect. Like you're putting on a show, and the lights are part of the show at the end of the day.
If you don't know me, but you're playing and I'm doing lights, and you're playing a song that you like playing, and like there's a videographer watching you or like recording your crowd, and I hit the strobe right on the drop, like, and the crowd just like, and like everyone doesn't care how they look because it's strobing, like everyone's just like, you know, like it's chaos for a second, but like cool, and like you're like, damn, that was a good moment. Like it's good to have someone paying attention to making sure those kind of things happen. Like,
let me ask you guys a question. And it's between like, do you think you need to know music theory or like learn how to count music to be a VJ? Like at all?
I think if you could know how to count music, it helps. But I think you could pick it up. Because I think when you're VJing, like you could correct me if I'm wrong. Because I don't really have like many friends with VJs, but I think if you're a VJ, you should have rhythm.
yeah.
And if you're like mismatching and mistiming like certain lighting effects during certain like sections of a track, especially like for example, you mentioned the drop, like when the drop hits, like you hit the strobe, like hit the strobe light when the drop hits.
Yeah.
Don't hit the strobe light after the drop ends.
Yeah.
You know, it's like shit, like obviously that's over exaggerating like the timing, but it's like I think timing is important. Like when you throw in certain strobe effects as a VJ during certain sections of a song. Like it's like you can even take it into like rock music. Like if someone's going into a guitar solo, like the VJ.
You think so? Counting beats is important for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Count to 4. like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like literally, like I'll have presets set to 8 presets, and it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, and the first one is a strobe, and then the second one is like a color, and then the 3 is like a color with something else strobing, and then 4 is like something else where like everything else is like a different color. So it's like like, so if you're like playing something that's at that count, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
and like just repeat it. It's like Dance Dance Revelation, but like
so it's definitely beneficial then to be able to count music and be a VJ.
Yeah. I mean, you got to count to 4 if you got to have rhythm if you want to be successful. But at the same time, why I shook my head is because if you're someone who's like a really crazy good artist and let's say that that's their strength, that their art is crazy and like they're just presenting it, you know what I mean? Like it's just cool that it's on, you know what I mean? Like sometimes that could be the issue or the thing, you know what I mean? Because art is so subjective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's really your opinion, like how, you know, when you're saying what's dope, that's what you think is dope. And so, and honestly, that's what I think is dope too. You know, momentum is key. You know, things got to look exciting. But I think that depends on the artist that you hire.
For sure. I bring that up too because like even like when speaking to people about music, I like talking to people who don't have backgrounds in music to see how they describe it. Because like I'm so used to describing things in technical terms and stuff and whatnot that I want to like go to someone who doesn't have any technical terms to see how you would define like what is this or what do these sound like to you, like how do they describe music so that like I could think, okay, well they want my song to be more bright or however they like describe it, right? I think it for me and my like producer head, it makes me feel like, okay, what do you mean by make my song more I'm trying to think of a term you would hear just like random people say like more happy, right? Oh, it sounds more happy. What does happy mean in a producer's like head, you know? Like what do they mean by I want your track to be more happy or your track is very happy, like
or maybe more aggressive.
Yeah, or like, more aggressive. And right? Like what do you mean by that? Because like to me, like when you say, oh, your track is very aggressive, I'm like, I mean, I have a heavy kick. Is that what you mean by it's aggressive? Like,
I mean, no. I've been told your kick sucks.
Yeah,
like straight. Like I've been told your kick sucks, and like that's good to hear because sometimes you're working with the bad kick. You know what I mean? And,
no, for sure.
And like, it's good to have friends that are that honest.
I feel like I've came into occasions where I wanted to make a sample sound good.
Oh,
and like it was just, and then like after releasing it.
Oh.
After releasing it, I'm just like, oh my God, what did I do?
I could have used something better.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just one of those producer things that is just you believe at the time that's like the right sample, the right kick, the right snare, the right track to use. And once it's like actually like blended in the whole track released, it's like, oh, for sure. I feel that a lot with like past tracks that I've made for sure.
You know what I think it is why a lot of producers fall into it? Your kick and your snare, usually those are like the first samples you pick out in your project. And then you build and then you try to build things around it. But then like by the end of your project, what if the kick and snare isn't what's complementing the rest of the track? Now you should go back and then fill in other kicks and snares to see if like, was the original kick and snare that I picked out it for this project or could I make it better? But I think like we fall in love with that initial kick and snare that we picked out that we're like, nah, we got to make it work. Like, nah, this is what I wanted to build my track around.
Yeah.
But
that is true. I've came across this when I would work on the drop first. And then when I make the full track, and I go back to the drop, I'm like, oh, okay, now this kick doesn't really blend well with the full track. Because if you're working within segments, it makes it much more sense. But once you blend it in a whole concept, shit gets tricky.
So let me ask you guys this: on your drop, your kick for your drop, is it the same kick throughout your whole mix?
Yeah,
80%.
Yeah,
80%.
Yeah, and you know what? I've recently like been experimenting with not like with having two kicks at least.
Like on top of each other?
No. Like between each other, or like sometimes like having a quicker kick, like having like a different sound, or like making a kick sound different, like by cutting it real short. Eric Mark showed me that, even though it's very simple, but I was like, oh wow, you could do that.
What do you real quick before you go on? What do you use for your DAW?
Ableton. I am new to Ableton too.
And this is the episode of Spotlight with Byron Scott. Not just playing.
By the way, title crowd. Like all three. Like
yeah. When did you start Ableton?
Oh my God, like a year ago, maybe, or less than a year ago. Like literally, I've been learning all over again. I've been on Cubase since I was like 14.
Since I was like 14?
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn,
shit.
I was on Cubase
This
since I
might
was
be the
14.
first guest that we've had that's used Cubase, bro.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
For
you might
sure,
be
for sure.
the first guest.
Wow.
I think you are the first
You're
guest.
the first guest.
Wow.
Tell us about Cubase, bro.
Wow, it's great.
Compared to Ableton, actually.
And FL.
Have you worked with FL?
No. You know what's so funny? Coming from FL and coming from Ableton,
What
if
you
you're
gonna say, bro?
No.
no.
if you're used to it and then you saw Cubase, you'd be like, bro, like why are you making things so hard on yourself? Like
Like, FL Studio or
like
Cubase?
no, on Cubase.
Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
the procedures are all there. It's just very specific. You know what I mean? It's very like the top like file or program like thing.
But
Like
you can't get messy. You have to do everything like step by step to execute.
like yeah, your imagination is not limited. You could do all the things you want to do, but you just like the procedure of doing it.
Gotcha.
It's different. And then on Ableton, things are very like Apple about it. Things are very
Yeah.
easy. Like it's on the screen. I'm like,
User-friendly.
here's my problem with Ableton because everything's just there. Like on my idea with Cubase is there's layers of things. I had to open a thing and go into a thing and then like Ableton, everything's there. I'm like, oh, like I had to get over that for a second. And it really took a while for me to get used to it, honestly.
I seen a bunch of Ableton producers shitting on FL producers. They're like, oh, you got to open a bunch of windows. And I'm like, fuck you, bro. Like,
That's not funny.
I see what we're doing here, dog.
funny.
All right.
So you're FL.
That's not. Yeah, that's not funny.
Okay.
That's not funny.
Okay. You know what? Like 3 of my homies that are like the dopest bass homies that I know right now. Like I'm gonna start with Oracle, Defiant, and Anger Issues. And they're like really, really good dubstep and like they're bass DJs and producers, great producers. And I think they're all FL also. Like I'm just like, all right,
Good
that's the
game.
formula. Like, you know, like the way it is, but it works.
No, I think so too. Damn. So you. So what came first? Was it producing or was it DJing?
Well, I came from a different musical background.
Well,
So
let's talk about it. Yeah.
like, and when I was 13, like in 14, I was playing with instruments. So like guitars and stuff like that. Cause like Iron Maiden was like my favorite band at the time and like Megadeth and like bands like that. And my brother had like all these instruments and stuff and amps and he had a computer with Cubase on it. And so I would like learn the rhythm guitar, record it. Like learn the bass, record it. Like have like
Cubase. Got you. That makes sense.
yeah, and then like I would have enough mics, and the thing would have enough inputs. I would learn how to like mic a drum kit, like roughly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like, you know, like whatever, as best as I could, and then like do the guitar lead and like practice soloing. Like that's how I'd learn how to solo. Like because certain songs had solos, and I'm like, that's the cool song. You want to learn that solo, and
okay.
so that's how I learned how to use Cubase is basically just a track recording. Yeah, and just cutting and like, you know, whatever. Nothing else beyond that.
That's crazy because that's how like if you go into I went to school for this. We went to school for this, right? And we would record in bands through Pro Tools,
Oh yeah.
and that's all we were doing.
Yeah.
Basically just tracking, just tracking, just
That's
tracking.
Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like that was your introduction to making music, is just tracking stuff.
Yeah, basically because there were songs that like, you know, at the time like that I wanted to learn how to play, and that's how I learned how to do it. And I had this is cool to mention. Up the street from my house, there were some girls, homegirls that were in a punk band, twins, and they were in a band called Liberated Youth or Liberated Bitches, but then Liberated Youth. And they went on tour. Like they're great. Like, I would record their demo at the time, and because I learned how to do, you know, whatever, and they needed a demo. I'm like, you want to come over and record? Like we have a drum kit, like we have everything,
Yeah.
like. And they're like, fucking hell yeah. So they just brought their instruments and I just recorded them as best as I could. It would be rough, but it's a punk album, you know, so
It's supposed to
it
sound
would be
rough.
rough, you know, like, and so that's how I kind of learned how to like use the software essentially. And from there on, I would like do that because I'd be in metal and I would be in bands at the time. Like I was in a death metal band for a while when I was in like 15, 16.
What instrument?
Lead guitar.
Lead guitar.
Yeah. So like we played with like our biggest bands we played with were like Suicide Silence, Walls of Jericho. Yeah.
That's lit.
Yeah. Napalm Death was a good show. Goat Whore. Those are like, it was a weird time because like metal was so big, MySpace was so big.
Oh, what was your band
That's
name?
like early 2000s.
Like
2010.
06, 07?
It was about 06, 07 because that's my graduating year and that's when I was in a band.
Yeah, what's the band's name? Can we check out the catalog?
So here's the messed up part about
it
things.
was all on MySpace.
The way that things were digitally then, like
So
it's
bad.
not the way things are now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Floppy
not
disk.
like I cannot find it anymore. Like you cannot search it. Like you could find it on Apple Music because it was grandfathered into it, like through
Word.
iTunes,
Word.
but it doesn't play. Like yeah, and I
damn.
even subscribed, and I subscribed to it. I try to find it, and it won't find it. But like because Google shows you ads, it shows me an ad that has it. That's iTunes. When you click it, it adds you to subscribe, and it doesn't show you the track. But our band was called The Nauseating Stab. And yeah, and we were like horrorcore, and it's kind of like a Lamb of God meets like Pantera, like ish, like but like it was really like I was like the circle headbanging lead guitar guy,
Nice.
like, and that was where I started with music. Really, like I mean, besides like piano classes before that, but
you do it all, bro.
I've always been musical, and then like okay. Worth mentioning, my first 2 CDs ever that I ever got. One was like Metallica and Justice for All. That was like the first like metal CD, and then my second one was a compilation CD called Techno Trance that my brother got. And it was a CD. You know, you get to listen to CDs. I stole it, and like it had like Children, Robert Miles on there. It had Underworld, Born Slippy on there. It had like Prodigy, Poison on there. It had like a couple like OG songs, and like that was my first, like I would like read comic books and listen to that, and then
Crazy.
But yeah.
So you said you started playing piano, or you learned piano?
Yeah.
Who made you learn piano? Did you want to do it on your own, or?
Well, crazy is that like I'm the youngest in my family, so my family had to get like not my family had to get, this is hilarious. My parents decided to get divorced. So one way to show that I was being active was to get me in music classes, because I was actually doing, I didn't mention this, I was doing clarinet in school also.
Lit. Hey, play Hot Girl Sponge right now, fam. That's right. Hey, someone has to make a dope ass rhythm track with that, bro. Oh fuck! Hey, what the hell? That shit would go off, and everyone's gonna know it too. There you go. It's happening. It's happening.
Bro, you got quite the creative ammunition as a producer. Just so you know. Just so you know, bro, you have quite the creative ammunition. Because you know so many motherfucking... Wait, it's been 15 minutes. Yeah, it's been so many motherfucking instruments that you play, bro. And it's impressive, bro. Because I don't... The most that I could play on a musical instrument, bro, is like keys. And it's not even like crazy music theory, like, oh, playing D. Oh, I got you. Like, nah, bro. It's like, I got to memorize
Thank you.
the song notes and shit. Like, that's the most, like, out of a musical instrument. Like, it's the keys. But, yeah, bro, you got it down, bro. You freaking know a lot of instruments. Dude. What's the least favorite instrument? You're like, fuck. Like, I got to play this today. I don't want to play bass.
I can't say I don't like playing music.
Fair.
I can't say it.
Fair.
Because I love it. Like I've played so many things now that I've learned to like play the role. Because like I've been a lead guitarist, I've been a timpani player, I've been a clarinet, I've been
That makes sense.
whatchamacallit, like a bass player in an indie band before. When I was like 21. Yeah, it was like Circus Survive inspired. But and I was like the out of place long haired guy, like just dramatically playing guitar really good, or bass guitar really good, like. But anyway, like I think about 2012, I broke my arm at my homie Dylan Koss's birthday party, and like what happened was they all showed up at this next house that the party was going to, and I was there already. They're like, Byron, like Dylan came up and he hugged me, and he's a pretty strong guy. And so he picked me up, and I'm in the air, and then his homie runs up and picks him up. And so all three of us are in the air, and then we fall. 2 more people show up, and they're like, hey! And they just start dogpiling.
Oh,
But at one point on the floor, there's like the carpet and the concrete, and like all the bodies like landed right there and like broke this part of my arm.
Fuck.
And so I was in a band at the time. I was in a hip hop and rock band at the time.
Hip hop and rock.
Yeah.
Nice.
Don't look up the videos, but because it's kind of embarrassing, but it's also like
There's some Limp Bizkit shit. I feel you.
it's like some it's if you're into it, we did something different. We really went for it, and there's a page called Catatonic Youths that's like they post like videos of like bands and like, but it's like embarrassing videos. You know what I mean? It's like cool shit, or like a goth band with like stupid makeup, like, but a VHS recording of them, and they're like really serious about it. You know what I mean? Like they'll post shit like that, but we got posted like our band, and I was like, oh, like I mean, it was also lit because it was like it was right at that period of time before everything really got put on the internet on YouTube.
Okay.
So like it was like, oh shit, that came out again, like. But yeah, anyway, like
you might see yourself in a TikTok soon. Who knows?
No, it's on the TikTok right now.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah,
it's blowing up like that.
No, if you like,
it's like one of those tectonic videos.
Like 40. No. It's like making fun of us. Like yeah. It's like 40,000. It's on Facebook, Instagram. Like it's on everything. It was a little embarrassing, but it was also like, yeah, we did it. No, we did what we did
for the culture.
Shout out to BG and local band Smokeout, by the way. Look it up. It's really dope. But anyway. Breaking my arm, like we had a DJ in our band, so I was like, "Fuck it, let me learn how to DJ." Like, and like that was 2012 when I started really like learning how to actually use the decks. And then I had a homie Dylan who was like trying to be a DJ too, so he was like my homie at the time, and like that was us just like together.
And you were DJing like the niche music that y'all were kind of messing with, or it was like open format when you started DJing?
In those days, what was really big was Big Room.
2012. Yep. Yeah. Oh, so okay. So this is good because this brings me into what I wanted to ask you. When did the transition from like the music that your band makes into dance music? Because so what was that was that transition about the same time you started learning how to DJ?
That was when I started like, okay, well, a little bit before that, like
you kind of already had like
a couple years before that, I was living in Long Beach, and I was making music with my homie Brian, called Black and Brown, because I'm brown and he's black, and like literally like, but it was really dope. We have a couple videos on YouTube, but it's just like kind of like, you know, chill beginner music on Cubase. It's not the most proud sounding mixing of things, but it sounds like computer music, and like it's a little avant-garde. It was musical. Brian is a very good keyboardist, and I was like composing, you know, at the time, but like that's like the beginning of my electronic like producing ventures. It's still up and everything like that, but then I started getting more serious once I started hanging out with Dylan, because I like not only did I start seeing how good he was getting and like the opportunities he was getting, but like it became more like a not like a rivalry, but like a we got this, like we're gonna do this, you're good, like, you know, like really supporting with each other. So like that helped a lot.
And is Dylan still out here?
Oh heck yeah. I think he's in like San Diego right now working on an album, I'm sure.
That's cool.
Yeah. Dylan Koss. Like he does a lot of really good tech house music and really good party music, but he's also been really good at whatever he puts his mind to. So like you never know. You might hear some dubstep, you might hear some drum and bass soon.
All right.
Like,
and when did Byron Scott come into play?
So
right when you started learning how to DJ?
Byron Scott is just my Instagram handle. My house name is Byron Scott, which is my first name and my middle name.
Nice.
And so I was just going by Byron Scott just because I'm from California and that's my name.
Okay. You're going the tech house way.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
But like I've been that ever since the beginning. That's what I've always used, just because like I had such a hard time picking a moniker that I was just like, fine, just use your name. You know what I mean? And then recently I started doing Byronic since 2012 or 2020 as like a drum and bass and like color bass project, just because like, I don't know, it just feels a little better to have like something shorter, something sweet, something that's specifically not club oriented. You know what I mean? I wanted to have something that was colorful. Like I want to like make something like that's like music, like something different, you know, something that's not just, because with Byron Scott, I really got sucked into like how to be crowd pleasing with like clubs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like your area, your culture and stuff like that. Cause there was a time I was making electro and putting that out and just kind of doing what I wanted. And I was also playing main stage at Avalon. And so like that was nice to like produce a song and play, you know, there.
What year was
like,
this?
2016, 2017. Yeah. And then
electro?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And
That's lit.
in 2016, hell
Yeah.
Too.
and it was cool because like I mean it was like the 10 p.m. slot, you know what I mean, the 11 p.m. slot, you know what I mean, not midnight, but
Oh, so depending on what you get at a show, it kind of curates like what your set's gonna look like that night. Because I feel like I'm like the same way too. Like if I'm playing like peak time or closing, like maybe my set would be a little bit like adjusted. Like I'm the same way too.
to an extent, because if it's my time, I'm playing whatever I want.
Well,
But also like if it's not my time, I'm still gonna like put in some of my signatures, some of my originals, just because like if it's can't believe I'm saying it, 45-minute set or an hour set, like I'm gonna put in a couple originals in there for sure, at least, you know, but like, hey, this is my time, like kind of moment, like, but it's also like that's what you're getting when you see me, like, and it's good because I can see who's vibing with it, you know, like sometimes those songs are vibey.
Right now, what do you prefer to go out and DJ? Like, what's your or perform? Let's not even say DJ. If you got offered to perform somewhere, what are you gonna perform?
Right now, I'm really doing a lot more with my Byronic stuff, which is like drum and bass. And it's a little more like colorful, out of the box stuff. That's really fun to do, like a set when it's like an audience that's like a festival audience, when like they don't care what they're hearing, they just want to get down.
I get what you mean.
And like in Inland Empire has that. Like anytime I ever play in Inland Empire, that's where I mostly play my Byronic shows. And like the crowd just gets down. The crowd just wants to hear something. Like I have a couple songs that have metal breakdowns in it. And there was the last time I played at where's that place? The Madhouses? You know what I'm talking about?
Madhouse?
Yeah.
I know it's not Newport, is it?
No. It's out here in San Bernardino.
San Bernardino. Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about the Elks Lodge.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Elks Lodge.
I played a show there, and I remember I played the song that has the metal breakdown in it. And
Free Factory Revival.
I remember hearing a girl going, "Fuck yeah!" like in the back, and like I was just like,
Bernardino, let's go.
yeah, I was just like, let's go, because in from Pomona westward, it's like kind of more strict with the show that you're playing, like, you know what I mean, and then at the same time, like that, am I way too much in my head? Because I see some people that are like really about what they do, and they're just doing what they do, no apologies, and that's why people pay them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It's artists thinking like is really funny.
No, for sure. I think it's funny when you said when you played like that metal breakdown and you heard that girl like just break down.
Yeah.
I feel like, and you're out here San Bernardino area, yeah. I feel like getting more IE, you get more like grungier like out here, bro. Like even in the EDM space, like you still get those people that like are just like that. Especially drum and bass, bro. Like I feel like if you're into like metal and like rock and whatnot, drum and bass isn't too far off from that, you know? Like even the drum work, like that, it's pretty dope coming from like I said, listening to metal. The drum work in D&B is more live than any other genre, I think, in EDM.
And so like that's really fun to play. That's and everything like that. That would bring a tear to my eye. But also like I've played really fun tech house shows and like where it's just a party. You know what I mean? And then like I have a couple songs that are my favorite and a couple songs that are my remixes. And like if I'm playing an event that's like related with the home, got it. That's related with like let's say like Space Tacos throwing a festival or something, and like they're like, Byron, you're on, and I know there's gonna be like 100-something people in the crowd already.
For sure.
That's a different vibe to be preparing for already. You know what I mean? Because like I know the original songs I'm gonna throw in there, and like I know what type of vibe I'm gonna like prepare for. You know what I mean? And like that's different. You know, like the scenarios are different. So like that's also why I'm doing both projects, so I can be open to that.
Got you.
But like that's also where I'm screwing up because like I have to focus my time.
One.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. Like having a lot of projects that you want to do, is cool, right? Like there's so many dope ideas that you could theoretically get off, but then when it comes to like executing the actual ideas and making it the actual vision like that you want it to look, that takes time, and then that takes time away from all your other ideas that you have. Like
keyword, it takes time.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah, like, and if you really just got to focus in on one idea, because like you got to be consumed with every aspect of that idea. You can't have anything else like really like getting at you anymore. You just got to be immersed in that idea and make it work, and then move on to something else. But I feel the same, because like I don't know, for me my hardest thing that I struggle with is putting time into mixing, like, and not DJ or not producing anymore. Because at first I started.
You mean like DJing mixing?
Yeah, like
okay.
Because I want to like do more routines and stuff, but at the same time, I know that takes time, and I'd rather
use that time to produce.
Exactly, use that time to make music.
I'm in the same boat as you, bro. I don't know. Maybe some producers that have been DJs before. I've gone through the same thing. For those that are live through on Twitch. Also, if you guys have questions, let us know through the chat box.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in that same boat with you, Robert. Where if I got that free time, we just had personally just some background between me and the homeboy Robert. Like we've been DJing since 09, 2010, and like I guess it comes from like the point of like the experience is there, right? And we'd rather just use that growth to in the production side, because I feel like it's crazy for me to say this, bro. Like I just think that I just spent a lot of time producing it, and then I'm not gonna lie, I think I should be spending a little bit more like time mixing too, because I feel like I hate that when I go play a show, it just seems pretty like for the most part flawless to me. Yeah, like it doesn't seem like I do have the nervous like time like 15 minutes before my set. Oh, I'm feeling nervous.
But like you're not taking risks.
No, but when I get on there, like I'm for the most part, I'm pretty like I feel pretty good about the transitions and like the performance that I do, where I'm like, okay, like for sure I didn't have to practice, like I was good. And like, especially because for the most part too, like I know how the gear works, so a lot of my preparation is mostly like in rekordbox where I'm setting up the cues. So I feel like I do a lot of the mixing already in my head. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like I see what you mean. Yeah, like I'm already setting the cues up in rekordbox, and I'm like, okay, here's the cue. Once this cue hits, I'm dropping this. I'm visualizing this. I'm doing it's crazy. I'm mixing or I'm DJing already as I'm in rekordbox cueing this shit. It's weird. Like I've never noticed this. Like I'm actually realizing now that when I'm in rekordbox cueing shit and like making my playlist at the same time, like I'm actually visually mixing like. And like I feel like for me it's always felt like enough, like just to get through and be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna throw a show that represents my full sound. And the
way that your tracks are designed too, kind of abide by the way that you mix it, like in your timings that you count, the way that you have your like your melody come in and then its build up come in and then the drop come in, it's essentially because it's the way you're thinking and the way you're producing. It's also the way you're mixing. It kind of like it's working with each other. But
he's
like
spot on. Like he's spot on to that, bro. Bro. Especially like coming like from you DJing and all your music, because you play a lot of your catalog, and like the way you do structure your music, and then some like you structure your music in a way to where you bring it in, it's gonna have that effect. Like at every like 8 bars or so, it's gonna have that break effect, And like, and that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I think that as you do this for a while, because we've been DJing for more than a decade. I just think you've been DJing since around 2012.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that I think you speak for like the experience like over time, like.
That's
but I will say I think I should spend a lot more time now, like being a lot more creative in my mixing. Like that's the thing where it's not more so like the mixing, like the blending. It's more so like, okay, like now what more can I do that's outside of just matching the beats?
What effects haven't you used yet?
That's a great question.
You do Pioneer, right?
Yeah. So the most common effects I do use.
Yeah, that'd be a better question.
Is reverb. For giggles. Flinger.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of funny.
Shit, is there another one? Nah, dude, I think that's it. No, I think that's it. Actually, that's the only two.
With the spiral and like on buildups, like I'll I'll turn it up and then like you know how there's the left and right arrows, like if
change like the percentage,
yeah,
like the potential of the effect.
So on the spiral, like basically you put it up and on the if you put all the way left, it makes the sound go, you know, like it's rising up.
Oh,
And then if you go all the way to the right, you can make it dramatic, like so like if you're doing like a crazy tech house build up where it's like like and then like and then turn the effect off and then the drop happens, like but like it's like an extra like woo, like you know that you can use, but like that's the thing that I really rely on besides that. And then like reverb I love, but I sometimes I'm like I feel like I need an EQ right when I'm using it because it sounds like really like a lot in the ears, but I love it.
Yeah, I got you.
Eric Mark is a dope DJ and producer, and they showed me the way they use effects. They like to use delay in a certain way to where like they'll set the delay and then like they'll have the track like they'll cut in the track in certain ways.
With the volume, like
Yeah, and then they'll use that or like as the effect that you hear on the track that you're hearing. Like it's also an element that you're gonna hear in the next track, but like yeah, the way they do shit was really fun to watch.
And yeah, no, I've been like I want to make like dope ass routines, right? Like I like doing it, but sometimes I think about like what do people want to hear more or see more? Do people want to see more or hear more?